Hello, my name is Guy. I teach here at the Como Recreation Center. My classes normally are on Tuesday at 9 a.m. and Wednesday 9:30 a.m. I also have a Tuesday 6 p.m. class. And so today we're going to do a vinyasa flow class. And we're going to start lying on our backs. Once you're on your back, just go ahead and stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch from end to end. Stretch fingers out, spread the fingers, spread the toes. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. So if you keep length, shoulders down. We're going to take the legs back out straight, heels off the floor. Stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch from end to end. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. Gaze through the feet, keep length into the spine. We're going to let the knees go forward. Knees over, hips, shins along with the knees. The arms come out to a T, palms face up. We're going to let the knees fall over towards the right, and the knees just above the floor. Gaze up. Bring the knees back to center. We'll take the legs out straight, heels off. Bring the knees back in, knees over hips, shins along with the knees. Let the knees fall over to the left. Right shoulder. Knees just above the floor. We'll come back up to center. Take the legs out straight, heels off. Bring the knees back in. Knees over hips, shins along with the knees. Let the knees fall over towards the right. Knees just above the floor. If you like, you can even take the legs out straight, heels off. We'll re-bend the legs. Bring the knees back to center. Take the legs out straight, heels. Bring the knees back in. Knees over hips, shins along with the knees. Then take the knees over towards the left. Right shoulder down. Maybe even straighten out the legs. Re-bend the legs, come back to center. We're going to take the legs out straight, heels. So we're going to hug the knees into the chest. The knees in, knees to the feet, keep length into the spine, shoulders down. We'll take the knees forward, knees over the hips, shins on with the knees, or if you like, you can even take the legs up straight. Heel. Feet engage back towards you, arms out to a T, palms face up or face down. We'll let the legs fall over towards the right. Heels just off. The legs come back up through center. We're going to keep the left leg where it is, right leg comes down, heel just off. Bring that right leg back up to meet the left leg comes down. Heel just off. Bring that left leg back up to meet the right. Take the legs over towards the left. Heels off. Come back up to center. Go through the center. We're going to let the legs go down. All the way down through the center. All the way down to the mat. And stretch the arms up overhead. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. Engage your feet, keep length into the spine, shoulders down. And from here, we're going to rock up to a comfortable cross-legged seated position on our mat. Here we'll inhale, arms up overhead. Press palms, and bring hands back to the center of the heart. Again, inhale, arms up overhead. Press palms. You'll bring that right hand down, left shoulder back to the side. You'll stretch over towards the right, find that length in that left side body. You'll bring that right hand back up to meet the left, left hand comes down. Right shoulder and stretch over to the opposite side. We'll come back up to center, press palms, and you'll bring your hands back to the center of the heart. Stand, sit up tall. Inhale, arms up overhead. Press palms, we'll twist towards the right, right hand behind the back, left hand to the outside of it. Right leg, shoulders down, press the fingertips and forward, find length into the spine. Now back to center, arms up overhead, press palms, and then twist in the opposite direction. Left hand up, right hand to the outside. Left leg, shoulders down, press the fingertips, find length into the spine. Back to center, arms up overhead, press palms, and bring hands back to the center of the heart. Stand, sit up tall. We're going to come over the knees, come to a tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees, fingers are spread wide, index or middle finger pointing forward. We're gonna find a few cat-cows. You're gonna inhale, round down through the spine. As you inhale, fill up full with breath, pulling that chest forward. And then exhale, tailbone tucks in, round the spine, squeezing ribs in, pressing the floor. Cat. Inhale. Elbows, round down through the spine, pull that chest forward. Exhale, tailbone tucks in, round to the spine, squeezing the ribs in. Inhale. Elbows, pull that chest forward. And then exhale, tailbone tucks in, round to the spine, squeezing the ribs in once again. And one more round. Inhale, round down through the spine, pull that chest forward. And then exhale, tailbone tucks in, round to the spine, squeeze the ribs in. From here, back into a neutral, flat back. We're going to curl back toes under, bring the knees off floor, press back into your down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets, fingers are spread wide, heels come down towards the mat. We're going to bend that right leg, keep the left leg straight. And we're going to switch, we'll go to the other side. We're going to bend the left leg straight, the right leg. We're coming down towards the floor. And we're going to straighten that left leg out. Both heels come down towards the mat. Maybe if the heels hit the floor, lift the toes. And come up as high as you can on those tippy toes. Come up as high as you can on those toes. And roll the feet back down towards the mat. Shoulders back in the sockets. Ears in between the biceps. And once again, we come up as high as you can on those toes. And roll the feet back down towards the mat. Back in the sockets. Those are spread wide. And here we're going to press forward into our plank pose. Top of a push-up. Maybe readjust the feet. Find the full extension into your plank. Heels pressed back. Kneecaps engaged. Elbow tucked in. Shoulders over the wrist. Gaze point just beyond the fingertips. We're going to press forward. Let the tricep squeeze. That brings us all the way down to the mat. Shoulders roll back. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Triceps squeeze in. And inhale, cobra. Don't pinch and go back. Shoulders down. And then exhale. Back down to the mat. Then inhale, cobra. In, shoulders down. Then exhale, back down to the mat. Once more, in, cobra. Shoulders down. Then exhale, back down to the mat. Here, over the knees, sit back onto the heels. Child's pose. Just find length on both sides, buddy. Maybe an active child's pose. Forearms up off forward. Fingertips reach into the front of the mat. And then shoulders slide back into the sides. Lengthen both side body. Here, we'll take us back into our tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrist. We're going to curl back toes under, bring the knees off forward, press back into your down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets. Fingers are spread wide. Heels come down towards the mat. You're going to look to the hands and then step the feet to the front of the mat to your forward fold. Feet about hip width and distance. Fingertips, maybe even flat palms. You need a little bend at the knees, you can. Maybe straight legs. We're going to press the fingertips into the mat or to the shins. Find that flat back. Find length. And then exhale back into the forward fold. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms up overhead. Press palms. And then bring hands back to the center of the heart. Shoulders down. We stand tall. Inhale. Arms up overhead. Press palms. We're going to bring that right hand down, left shoulder back inside. We're going to stretch over towards the right. Find that length in that left side body. You can look up, maybe even look down. Bring that right hand back up to meet the left. Left hand comes down. Right shoulder back. Stretch over to the opposite side. Over towards the left. And look down if you like. You can even look up. Bring that left hand back up to meet the right. Press palms. And bring hands around behind the back. Clasp the fingers and stretch the knuckles down towards the floor. Open across the chest. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Length, neck, across the chest. Release the hands and press palms. We're going to exhale. We're going to swan dive. We're going to forward fold. So again, we're going to inhale, flat back. Finally, press it. Fingertips into the mat, maybe into the shins. Exhale back into the forward fold. You're going to plant the palms flat. Maybe the bend the knees. You're going to step back into your plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist, heels press back to the back wall, kneecap shins, tailbone tucked in. We're going to press forward, let the triceps squeeze. That brings us to the floor. Shoulders roll back, tops of the feet, press into the mat. Then inhale, cobra. Pitch and low back, shoulders down. Then exhale, back down to the mat. From here, over the knees, sit back onto the heels. Child's pose, just for breath, just find Lengthen both side body. And it's going to take us right back into our tabletop. We're going to curl the back toes under, bring the knees off forward, press back into your down. Shoulders back in the sockets, fingers are spread wide, heels go down towards the mat. We're going to raise that right leg into the air. We're going to stack the hips, bend that right heel towards that right hip, and then square out the shoulders once again. Back in the sockets. And we're going to square off the hips and extend that right leg. And bend that right leg, bring it forward, and set it in between the hands. Foot doesn't come all the way, help the foot get in between the hands so we have knee or ankle behind the ankle. That chest forward. And we're going to take this left leg, we're going to work this left leg back and we'll kind of heel toe that left foot back and then drop to that back knee. So it's not directly on top of the knee. We'll come up into our low lunge. Arms up, shoulders down, sides hands start to rotate in. You're going to press palms. You're going to bring that right hand down, left shoulder back. So I'm going to stretch over towards the right. We'll bring that right hand up. Bring that left hand down. Right shoulder down, stretch over towards the left. Bring that left hand, press palms, and then bring your hands around behind the back. Clasp the fingers and stretch the knuckles down towards the floor. Open across the chest. You're going to release, press palms, and bring hands back to the center of the heart. Hands come down around that right foot. And we're going to press into that, press the fingertips in forward. Straighten out that right leg. You can walk the fingertips in if you need to. And keep that left leg a little bent into that right leg if you need to. Or maybe straighten out the right leg, or maybe even walk or keep the fingertips forward. Into the half splits. Think about getting the heart forward. Just breathe. Bend back into that right leg. We're going to curl the back toes. We're going to bring that back knee up off the floor. And chest, we're going to plant the palms flat. We're going to slide that right leg back into your plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist, heels press back to the back wall. This time we're going to press forward, maybe a little pause in chaturanga. And then all the way down to the floor. Shoulders roll back, tops of the feet press into the mat. Then cobra. Legs, shoulders down. And then exhale. Back down to the mat. We're over the knees. Sit back onto the heels. Child's pose. If they're back into our tabletop position, we're going to curl back toes to bring the knees off forward, press back into your down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets, fingers are spread wide, heels come down towards the mat. This time we're going to raise the left leg into the three-legged dog. Stack the hips, bend that left heel towards that left hip, square off the shoulders. Square off the hips, extend that left leg. Bend that left leg, bring it forward, set it in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Pulling that chest forward, and this time we're going to work the right leg back. A little more length to that right side, and then drop to that back knee. Right knee over the top of that back foot. Come up into our low lunge. Arms up, shoulders down. Sides hands start to rotate in. Press palms, and bring that left hand down. Right shoulder down, stretch over towards the left. We'll bring that left hand up to meet the right. Also bring that right hand down and stretch over towards the right side. Bring that right hand back up to press palms. You bring hands right behind the back, clasp the fingers and stretch the knuckles down towards the floor and open across the chest. Shoulder blades come together. Release, press palms. Bring your hands back to the center of the heart. Hands come down around that left foot. And then from here, we're going to start to straighten out that left leg. Turn that left foot up. You can walk the fingertips in if you need to. Keep a little bit into the knee, or maybe even straighten that left leg out. And then maybe bring the hands back forward once again. Open into that left hamstring. Just breathe into it. And we'll bend back into that front leg, back into that left leg. The palm flat, we're going to curl back toes to bring that back knee up off the floor. We're going to slide that left foot back. Plank pose, top of a push-up. Over the wrist, heels press back to the back wall. We're going to press forward, let the triceps move, maybe a little pause there in chaturanga, and then all the way down to the floor. Shoulders roll back, tops of the feet press into the mat. This time maybe inhale, cobra or up dog, knees off the floor. Then over the toes or through tabletop. Back into down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets. Fingers are spread wide. Heels come down towards the mat. In the biceps. This time we're going to look to the hands. You can step the feet forward if you like to. You can even come up behind the toes and bend the knees. And then hop the feet forward if you like. Then flat back. Exhale back into the forward fold. And then he'll reverse swan dive. Arms up overhead. Press palms. Bring hands back to the center of the heart. Shoulders down. Stand tall. Inhale. Arms up overhead. Press palms. Bring that right hand down, left shoulder right. Stretch over towards the right once again. And look up, maybe even look down. Bring that right hand up to meet the left. Left hand comes down. Right shoulder. Stretch over to the other side. We'll bring that left hand up to meet the right. Press palms. And then bring hands around behind the back. Clasp your fingers. Stretch the knuckles down towards the floor and open across the chest. You release the hands. Press palms. And then swan dive. Forward fold. And flat back. Finally, maybe press fingertips into the shins. Maybe to the mat. Exhale back into the fold. We're going to step back into our plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist. Heels press back to the back wall. Kneecaps here. Elbow to just beyond the fingertips. We're going to take it. We're going to drop that right knee, hip on top of the knee. We're going to come to the big toe side of that left foot. We're going to bring that left hand up. Modified side dog. We're going to bring that left hand out over that left hand. Reached through the room. Let that left hand come down. It'll bring us back over into that full plank pose. Extend that right. Then we'll drop to that left knee, hip on top of the knee, from the big toe side of that right foot in line with that left foot. Right hand up. Modified side plank. We're going to take that, turn that right hand, we'll bring over that right ear, reach from the room. And bring that right hand down. And come back over into your full plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist, heels press back to the back wall. Okay, so we're going to press forward, let the triceps move in, maybe a little pause there and turn around. And all the way down to the floor. Shoulders roll back, tops of the feet press into the mat. Inhale, cobra or up. Over the toes or through tabletop, back into down. Shoulders back in the sockets, fingers are spread wide, heels come down towards the mat. We're going to raise that right leg into the air. Stack hips, bend that right heel towards that right hip, square off the shoulders. We're going to square off the hips, extend that right leg. This time we're going to bend that right leg. We're going to touch the back of that right tricep as high as it'll go. Back into that three-legged dog. Rebend the leg, bring it forward, set it in between the hands. It comes all the way forward, in between the hands, and your leg go behind the ankle. Let your press back, kneecap here. You're going to come up into that full crescent pose. Arms up, shoulders down, pinky sides, hands start to rotate in. We're going to press palms. We're going to bring hands back to the center of the heart. We're going to bring that left hand down. We're going to turn and twist, bring that right hand up. Bring that right hand down to the other side of the right foot. Pulling the chest forward. We're going to bring the fingertips forward to that right foot. We're going to come off the back foot, half elbows. Foot points down towards the floor. Fingertips underneath the shoulders. Find balance. We're going to bend that left leg, bring that knee in. Maybe the knee touches the nose. We're going to bend and extend that left leg back. And engage that left foot. Bring that, maybe it comes down, just hovers just up the floor beside the right foot, maybe all the way through. Touch the wrist of that left hand back into that half elbow. We're going to walk the hands back beside that right foot. Set that back foot down to the ground once again. Back into that runner's lunge. And that chest forward. We're going to plant the palms like we're going to slide the right foot back. Plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist. Heels press back to the back wall. And we're going to go to the right side once again. We're going to drop to that right knee. Maybe come to the pinky toe side and find that full side plank. Lift the hips. Left hand up. Take that left hand over that left ear. Out, over. Bring that left hand down and back over into your full plank pose. Now we go to the left side. Maybe come to the pinky toe side, maybe drop to that knee, find that modified side. Lift the hips. Right hand up. Bring that right hand out over that right ear. Bring that right hand down and flip back over into your plank pose once again. I'm gonna press forward, maybe a little pause there and try to go maybe all the way down to the floor. Shoulders roll back, tops of the feet press into the mat. In cobra or up dog. Over the toes or through tabletop. Back into down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets. Spread wide, heels come down towards the mat. We're going to raise that left leg into the air. Stack hips, bend that left heel towards that left hip. Square off the shoulders. Square off the hips, extend that left leg. Bend that left leg, we're going to touch the back of that left tricep as high as it will go. Back into that three-legged dog. Bend that left leg, bring it forward, and set it in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Once again, on the left side, come up into that full crescent. Arms up, shoulders down. Pinky sides, hands start to rotate in. We're going to press palms. Bring hands back to the center of the heart. Right hand comes down. We're going to turn and twist, bring that left hand up. Bring that left hand to the other side. Left foot. And we bring the fingertips forward. We're going to come off that back foot once again into that half elbows. Shoulders over his fingertips. Find the balance. We're going to bend that right knee. Bring that knee. Maybe the knee touches the nose. We're going to extend that right leg back. We're going to engage that foot. Maybe just above the floor by the. Maybe all the way through. Touch that wrist. Back into the half elbows. Walk the fingertips in. Set that back foot. Back down into the ground once again. Plant the palms flat. Slide that left foot back into your plank pose. Shoulders over the wrist. Let's press back. We're going to go to that right side once again. Maybe just flip right over into that full side plank. Lift the hips, left hand up. Bring that left hand over that left ear. Bring that left hand come down. Maybe bring you right into that plank and roll right over to the left side. Lift the hips. Right hand up. Bring that right hand over that ear. Bring that right hand down. Back into your plank pose. Top of a push-up. You're going to press forward. We'll pause and try to run all the way down to the floor. Shoulders roll back. So the feet press into the mat. Then cobra or up dog. Over the toes or through tabletop. Back into down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets. Spread wide. Heels come down towards the mat. We'll look to the hands and then step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Your forward fold. Then he'll flat back, hind length. Exhale back into the forward fold. And then he'll reverse swan dive. Arms up overhead, press palms. And bring hands back to the center of the heart. Shoulders down, we stand tall. So we're going to find our big toes to touch, heels out slightly. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Press palms. We're going to bring that right hand down, left shoulder. We're going to stretch over to the right side once again. And then lengthen that left side body. Bring that right hand up. Bring that left hand down, right shoulder. Stretch over to the other side. Bring that left hand up. Press palms. We're going to bring your hands around behind the back. Clasp the fingers and stretch the knuckles down towards the floor. Open across the chest. Shoulder blades. We're going to release the hands. Press palms. This time as we start to swan dive and forward fold, we're going to bend the knees like we're about to sit back into a chair. Fingertips may graze the floor, arms up, shoulders down, pinky sides of hands start to rotate in. Tailbone tucks in, nose key slope in the back. Look down and make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, bring the knees back. Shoulders down, pinky sides of hands start to rotate in. We're going to press palms, bring hands back to the center of the heart. Bring that left elbow to the outside of that right knee. You can use that right hand to help hook that elbow around. Press the palms together, elbow, right elbow points up, prayer twist. Back to the center, right elbow, left knee. You can use that left hand to help hook that right elbow around. Hands pressed together, left elbow points up. And then back to center. Here we'll straighten the legs, move forward fold. Then flat. Exhale back into the forward fold. I'm going to step back into your plank pose. Top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist. Heels press back to to the back wall. You're going to press forward, let the triceps squeeze up, reach you all the way down to the mat. Shoulders roll back. So if you press in, then cobra. Up. Exhale back down to the mat. And from here, over the knees, sit backward to the heels, child's pose. Lengthen both side body. Here we'll come back into our tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. We're going to extend that right leg behind us, foot points down towards the floor. Bring that left hand forward, thumb side up, shoulder back into the socket. Knee and elbow in towards the center. Inhale, bring everything back out. Knee and elbow towards the center. Inhale, bring everything back out. Once more. Knee and elbow. Inhale, bring everything back out. We're going to bring that left hand in. We're going to turn that right foot to its big toe side. Set it in line with that left foot. Right hand up. Modified side. We'll take that. I can reach out over that right and reach in front of the mat or to the front room. Stretch on that side body. Bring that right hand back up. And we're going to open across the chest. Hand behind you. Look up, reach. Bring that right hand back to center. You look down and help with the balance. We're going to lift that right leg up off the floor. You need a little kickstand. You can always kick that left foot out. With the balance. Right leg in line with the hip. If you like, you can even bend that right leg, reach back and grab the side edge of that foot and press that foot into the hand and open across the chest. We're going to release that right leg, right hand back up. We're going to set that right foot down. We're going to slide that foot out. Pick up that left hand and reach up and over and reach down that right leg. We'll bring that left hand down. Bring that right hand back up. We're going to come back over into that half plank pose. We're going to lift that right leg once again and bring that left hand forward. Reach it, find length. Then we're going to bend that right leg. We're going to reach around with that left hand. Press into that foot. Grab a hold of that foot and press into the hand and pull that chest forward. We're going to release and extend forward once again. We're going to bring that right hand down. Right leg still extends. We're going to squeeze the triceps and lean forward. Maybe squeeze those triceps and maybe bring the nose to the floor. Press back into that half plank, half tabletop. We're going to curl the toes under of that left foot. We're going to press off so we can lift right into that three-legged dog. Leg extend straight back. And we're going to stack hips, bend that right heel towards that right hip, square off the shoulders. Now we're going to square off the hips, extend that right leg. We're going to bend that right leg. We're going to come towards that plank pose. We're going to bring that knee into the chest. And the knee hugs in. We're going to see if we can shoot that right leg off to the left, the pinky toe side. Come to the big toe side, that left foot. Lift that left hand straight up. Maybe even take that left hand out over the left hand. You bring that left hand back up. Look down, bring that left hand back to the mat. Back on the ball of the back foot. Bring that right knee in and then extend that right leg straight back. Bend that right leg, bring it forward and set it in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Pulling that chest forward. This time we're going to drop the back foot about as parallel with the back of the mat. Cartwheel the hands up, warrior two. Shoulders down, looking out over that right hand. Knee tracks over that second toe. Shoulders down. Heel to heel, heel to arch alignment. Flip that front palm. We're going to lean back, reverse warrior. Back into that warrior two. We're going to bend that right arm, sit on top of the right leg. Left arm up, left arm over that left ear, left shoulder back in the socket, extend inside of it. Or consider you can also take that left hand around behind the back, find its way to the inside from that right thigh, half bind. And like maybe even right arm underneath the right ear. Right arm back to the right leg, left arm up. Come back into that warrior two. Straighten the front leg, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Back into the warrior two arms, legs straight. We're going to turn that right foot forward. Arms up overhead. And with a wide leg forward fold. Just take a few moments here. Fold it into the center. And we'll take the hands forward. And that wide legged down. Shoulders back in the sockets. We'll take that right hand underneath that left arm, reach over towards that left foot and twist underneath. We'll bring that right hand back out. Then we'll bring that left hand underneath and reach over towards that right foot and twist underneath once the opposite side. We'll bring that left hand back out. I'm going to slide the hands underneath the shoulders. I'm going to walk over towards that right leg. We're going to bend into that right knee. You keep both feet flat. You can also turn that left foot up and set to the inside. Hands can be on the floor. Hands can be even where center of the heart. Here we'll come back to center. We'll walk the hands over to that left side. Bend into that left knee. Keep the both feet flat. Maybe turn that right foot up and hands to the center of the heart once again. Back to the wide-legged fold right in the center, and then we'll turn back to the further back. Turn that right foot forward. Come back on the ball of the back foot. Pulling that chest forward. We're going to bring the fingertips forward. We're going to come off that back foot, half elbows. Left points down towards left foot points down towards the floor. We're going to bend that left knee, bring that knee, maybe the knee touches the nose once again. Extend that left leg back. We're going to engage that foot. Bring that, come all the way through, maybe touch that wrist of that left hand back into the half elbows. Now we're going to bring that left knee into the chest. We're going to bring the hands beside that right foot. We're going to start to bend that right leg. And see if that left leg will come all the way through. Shoot that left leg through. And if you want to before, come all the way to seat. You can have the foot up off the floor. You can hold the big toe. The hands can come forward. You can even have the hands here at the hips. We'll come all the way down to seated. That right leg fall out to the side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Fold out over that left leg. Pull in that chest forward. Finally, think about getting the heart forward. Pulling to the spine. We'll come back up to center. We're going to switch legs. We're going to bring the right leg out, left leg in. Inhale, arms up overhead. Fold out over the right leg. Pull in the chest forward. And come back up to center. Bring both knees in. Hug the knees into the chest. Pull in the chest forward. Lean to the spine. We're going to find Navasana, boat pose, chest up, heart up. We're going to find Ardha Navasana, half boat, heels off floor, shoulder blades on. Back up to Navasana. Back up to Ardha Navasana, half boat. Back up to Navasana. Ardha Navasana, half boat. We're back up to Ardha Navasana. We're going to set the soles of the feet down. Find the hands back behind you, facing forward. Lift the hips, reverse tabletop. Bring the hips back down the floor. Maybe bring the hips all the way through, lifting the hips up. Come back forward to that reverse tabletop. Once we'll bring the hips down to the mat, or maybe all the way through. Come back forward, reverse top. Set the hips down. Hug the knees into the chest, pulling that chest forward. Finally, we're going to cross that right leg over the left. We're going to roll forward, come to the side edges of the feet, plant the palms flat. Like maybe just find the little, tiniest little hops, if you like. Hop up and down a few times. And then step or hop back into your plank pose. Top of a push-up. Over the heels press back to the back wall. You're going to press forward, let the triceps that brings you all the way down to the mat. Shoulders roll back. As the feet press into the mat. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders down. Exhale. Back down to the mat. You're over the knees, sit back onto the heels. Child's pose. And finally, low side body. Back into that tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. We're going to extend that left leg behind us. Foot points down towards the floor. I'm going to hip right hand forward, thumb side up, shoulder back into the side. Knee and elbow in towards the center. Inhale. Bring everything back out. Knee and elbow. Inhale. Everything back out. Once more, knee and elbow. In. Bring everything back. Everything back out. Bring that right hand down. Turn that left foot to his big toe side. Set it in line with that. Right foot and left hand up. Modified side. I'm going to turn that left hand forward out over that left ear. Reach from the mat. Bring that left hand back up. And open across the chest. Bring that hand behind you. Open across the chest. Bring that left hand back to center. You can look down, helps with the balance. You can lift that left leg up off the floor and keep it in line with that left. Yeah, but if you need to, you can take that right foot out and help with the balance. Bend that left leg, reach back, grab the foot, press it into the hand, and then open across the chest. Close. Open across the chest. Release that left leg, right hand, or left hand back up. Set that left foot down, slide that foot up, pick up that right hand, reach up and over, bring that left hand down to the left side. Bring that right hand down. Bring your left hand back up. We're going to bring that left hand back into your half plank here. We're going to lift that left leg, reach that right hand forward. We're going to bend that left leg, reach around with that right hand, press that foot into the hand, and pull that chest forward. We're going to extend, bring everything back out once again. Bring that right hand down, squeeze the triceps and come forward, nose, and then touch forward, press back into your half tabletop. We're going to curl the toes of that right foot, press off into that three-legged dog. Right into that three-legged dog. Stack hips, bend that left toe towards that left hip. Square off the shoulders. We're going to square off hips, extend that left. Then we're going to bend that left leg, come towards the plank pose. Bring that knee into the chest. Then we're going to take that left leg and shoot it off towards the right to the pinky toe side. We're going to drop to the big toe side of that back foot and lift that right hand up. Lift those hips. And then bring that right hand over that right ear. We'll look down, bring that right hand down, bring that left knee back in, and then extend that left leg. Straight back. Bend that left leg, bring it forward, set it in between the hands. As you fall forward, help that foot in between the hands, knee or ankle behind the ankle. Rolling that chest forward. We're going to drop the back foot parallel with the back of the mat, cartwheel the hands up, warrior two. And you try to show that second toe, shoulders down, and over that left hand. We're going to flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Back into that warrior two. Bend that left arm, set on top of the left leg, right arm up. And move that right ear, right shoulder back. It's like an extended side angle. And stay there. You can also bring that right hand around behind the back. And it may even find its way to the inside. Thigh. Half bind. Left arm underneath left ear. Extend underneath. Bring that left hand back. Right arm back up. Back into that warrior two. We're going to straighten the front leg, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Back into the warrior two, arms, keep the left leg straight. We're going to turn that left foot forward and then go arms up overhead. And exhale, wide-legged forward. Then we'll bring the hands forward into that wide-legged down dog. We're gonna bring that right hand underneath and stretch over towards that left foot and twist underneath, look underneath that left arm. And bring that right hand back out. Bring that left hand underneath the right arm and reach over towards the right foot and twist underneath. And we'll bring that left hand back out. We'll slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. And we'll walk over to that left leg. Then into that left leg. Keep both feet flat, or maybe even turn that foot so to the inside. Hands, or maybe hands to the heart. We'll come back up to center. We'll walk over to the other side. Then into that right leg. Both feet flat. You can also, that left foot up. Hands to center, heart set to the inside. Hands can be on the floor for balance. Back to center and back into that one-legged hold. And we'll walk the hands back towards the front of that, back into that runner's lunge. That right, we're going to walk the fingertips forward. Walk with that back foot half elbows. Fingertips underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring that knee in, maybe the knee touches the nose. And then extend that right leg back. We're going to engage that foot, bring it all the way down, maybe just above the foot, maybe come all the way through, touch that right wrist back into that half. Now this time we're going to bend that right knee, bring that knee into the chest, bring the fingertips by the left foot. We'll start to bend into that left leg. And then see if we can get that right leg to come through. If you can, maybe come to bounce. That foot up on floor, maybe hold toe, maybe the fingertips, maybe here. And then when you're ready, sit all the way down and let that left leg fall out to the side. And arms up overhead and fold out over. Right leg, pulling the chest forward. Back up to center. We're going to switch legs. We'll bring that left leg out, bring the right leg. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. And then fold out over the left leg. Pulling that chest forward. And we'll come back up to center. Bring that left leg in, hug the knees into the chest. Pulling both knees forward. Spine, getting length in the spine, find that spine. Long and straight, and we'll find that balance on the sit bone. Bring the knees, the shins in line with the knees, and hold on the back legs, pulling that chest forward, and then bring the hands forward into that namaste, bow pose. Chest up, heart up. Find Ardha Namaste, half heels on the floor, shoulder blades. Back up to Namaste. Ardha Namaste, half. Back up to Namaste. Ardha Namaste. Back up to Namaste. Ardha Namaste. We're going to set the soles of the feet down, hands back behind you, point forward. We'll raise up into that reverse tabletop. We bring the hips down to the floor, maybe all the way through the arms, lifting the hips up. We'll come back forward into that reverse tabletop. Bring the hips down the floor, maybe bring the hips all the way through. Come back forward once again. So off the floor. You can stay in the reverse tabletop. Maybe take the legs forward, reverse plank. Bring the hips down to the floor. Hug the knees back into the chest, pulling the chest forward. We're going to cross that right over the left once again. We're going to roll forward into the side edges of the feet. Bring the palms down to the mat. You can roll forward and maybe a little hop. You might come right back down to the mat. Maybe a little. Maybe it starts to slow down. When you're ready, step or hop back into your plank. Just hop or push up. This time maybe we'll press forward. Maybe chaturanga just above the forehead. Up dog or cobra. Over the toes for tabletop. Back into down dog. Shoulders back in the sockets, fingers are spread wide, heels come down towards the mat. We're going to look forward, we're going to step or hop the feet to to the front of the mat, to your forward fold. And then flat back. Exhale, back to the forward fold. Till the big toes touch, heels out slightly. You're gonna bend the knees, come back into your chair. So up, shoulders down. Sides of hands start to rotate in. You're gonna press palms, come to standing. Hands back to the center of the heart. Shoulders down. Stand tall. Then arms up overhead. And exhale, we're gonna bring the hands around behind our back, clasp the fingers, and stretch the knuckles down towards the floor. Once again, open across the chest. So we'll put a bend at the knees and bring the chest to the knees. Let the arms come away from the back. The head hang heavy. We're going to release the hands down to the mat. Roll everything up bone by bone. Back up the same. Just the heads up, arms back up overhead. Press palms. And bring hands back to the center of the heart. Again. And then arms up overhead. Press palms. We're going to exhale. We're going to swan down. We're going to forward fold. We're going to bend the knees like we're about to sit back into a chair. Just make raise the forearms up, shoulders down. Sides of hands start to rotate. You're going to press palms. Bring hands to the center of the heart. We're going to come forward and bounce the balls to the feet. Sit up tall. And we get our heels flat onto the mat. Close to the floor again. And all the way down to the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. Chest forward. We're going to find Navasana. Step hard up. We're going to find it. Navasana half boat. Just going to bring us to the floor. Stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch from inhale, stretch. Finally, deep inhale. As you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. You're going to set the soles of the feet flat onto the mat, back of the heels, and the hands beside the hips. Elbows going to tuck in. We're going to lift the hips into our bridge pose. You can always reach those fingertips down towards the ankles. You can clasp the hands underneath. You can even support underneath the hips. Supported bridge, or with the hands clasped, you can also walk the shoulders. Breathe. Just don't look from side to side once you're into a bridge pose. Just look straight up. We're going to release the hands, walk the shoulders out, bring the hips back down to the mat. And once everything's back down the floor, check with the back of the heels. Make sure you can feel the back of the heels with your long fingers. It keeps the knees over the ankles. We're going to do one more bridge pose, maybe even wheel pose if you like. We're going to tuck the tailbone in. We're going to go through bridge pose first. We're going to tuck the tailbone in, lift the hips, and supported bridge. Reaching the hands down towards the ankles, clasp the fingers, maybe walk the shoulders under. And if you want, wheel pose. Everything up forward, hands up by the ears, fingers going back towards the shoulders, press into. Ready, come back down. And this time, we're going to hug the knees into the chest. And we'll keep just a hold of that right leg. We're going to extend that left leg straight up towards the let that left leg come all the way down to the mat. We're going to take that left hand to the outside, right, twist over towards the left, right out that line with the right shoulder. And keep the gaze up towards the center. We'll bring that, come back to center, hug that right knee back into the chest, and then extend that right leg up towards the ceiling, hold it back. You're going to release that right leg all the way down to the mat. Stretch the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest once again. You're going to hook just the left leg in and extend that right leg up. Right leg's going to come down to the mat. You're going to take that right hand to the outside, left leg twist over towards right, left arm out line with the left shoulder. center. Hug that left knee back into the chest. We'll extend that left leg straight up towards the ceiling, hold on the back of the thigh. And release that left leg all the way down to the mat. We'll stretch the arms up overhead once again. Stretch from end to end. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. Just really keep length into the spine, shoulders down. You'll let the knees go wide. Reach through, grab the outside edge of the feet. Bring the soles of the feet up towards the forearms to the shins. Elbow down towards the floor. Happy baby pose. Release anything in the low back. We're bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Release the feet, hug the knees back into the chest. Then take the arms out to a T, palms face up. Let the legs fall over to the right. You can use that right hand for a little arm stretch. Look over towards the left. Release that right hand, bring the knees back to center. Let the knees fall to the left. Look over towards the right. You can even use that left hand for a little counter stretch. Towards the opposite. Release that left hand at the top of the right knee. Bring the knees back to center. Hug the knees in. Once again, maybe even curl up, bring the nose up towards the knee. The head, neck, and shoulders relax back down to the mat. I'm going to take the legs out onto the mat. Let the arms come out by the sides. Hands on the heart, hands on the belly. Legs can stay out straight. Whichever feels good to you. And then from here, let the body take in the benefits of this practice and take rest for the next few moments. Just take rest. Focusing on that breath. Let the breath slow down. That breath just back in and out through the nose. Just let it start to slow down. Your next inhale be a little bit deeper. As the movement starts coming back in the fingers and the toes. Start to stretch the arms up overhead once again. Stretch from end to end. Deep inhale, as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. We'll roll up into a comfortable cross-legged seated position on our mat. Arms up overhead. Wrist palms, bring hands back to the center of the heart. And gratitude for yourself, for your practice, and for your fellow yogis. Namaste.